dear. Oh, what's this? It's a very aggressive body language.
Yes, it is. I'm sort of getting ready for anything.
Well, it was an avalanche, wasn't it? It was an absolute avalanche of daft things went on, and you didn't really sort of object to it at all.
Did I not?
No, you made me feel rotten, actually. I have to be honest, at the end of it, because we did have that dinner, well, with friends and with your husband, where we had that dinner where you said you'd never get me and all that stuff. I think it was an avalanche. The programme is called Time of Your Life, and it's a fictitious programme. It's where we ask a very well-known person to select a year. Susan chose the year of 1972 as being of special significance. We then built a social history around her memories, and everything was a lie. Everything was a complete lie. There was a fight in the studio.
But you were wonderful.
Was I?
You were, and what really got me going... No, you were wonderful. Can I say this? What really got me going was the fact that I would never have believed that you would have been interviewing me in a gotcha Oscar. I think that's what... I mean, it doesn't mean I wasn't the most ridiculously gullible individual in the world to have done it and gone along
I don't think I was that good. I mean, but the face we've got to look out for is the one associated with Lionel Blair, because Lionel's come in as everybody's friend over the last few series of Time of Your Life, and the people hadn't met him or known him. Just look at these reactions that Lionel got in the past. The moment he walks in, Lionel Blair. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Lionel Blair. All the way from Sydney in Australia.
Oh, yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, Lionel Blair. So when Lionel turns up for Susan, just watch her face very closely. There's also a couple of actors who have aged incredibly since 1972. Let's take you now, with moral dilemmas and all, to Susan George's Time of Your Life. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Susan George. We've already identified it's 1972 that you've selected. We'll swiftly move on for the moment to one of the biggest news stories of the summer of 1972. It involved a bucket. It has compost in it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to show you the footage of this quite extraordinary moment in television history, and we're going to freeze the action, and I'm going to ask you what you think happened next.
With me is the Right Honourable John Elkington, Under-Secretary for Roads. Also joining me today is the leader of the local opposition group, Flowers Not Freeways, Marcus Rogers.
Well, I hardly think this hippie is
You can't mess around with the rooms, man.
With all this rubbish about
mess
roads
around
and
with the
ancient
rooms.
ley lines. This country needs
roads,
not roofs.
I cannot handle
I mean, he's
it.
talking about ancient ley lines and roads. What about these?
Lay off our ley lines! I can't handle this television business.
I was supposed to tell you that, wasn't I?
We should have stopped the action.
I thought you should have, so I could tell you about the bucket. What do you want me to do? Lie?
Right, we're going to stop the action right there. Susan, what do you think happened next?
Well, I think he had to dump the bucket or whatever it was over the chap's head. Did he do that?
There it is. And all these years on, we've got the two of them, John Elkington and Marcus Rogers.
Oh. How do you do? Please
Doesn't time fly, eh? Marcus, have you changed very much since being a hippie?
I think it's absolutely outrageous. I mean, I know this happened 20 years ago, and I mean, all right. I mean, I changed, you know, my exterior. But I mean, the policy.
Where you live now, the environment is so much better.
No. You can't listen to somebody else's.
I have worked on the scheme. Disguised as a hippie. It's nothing more
Absolutely outrageous.
Marcus, Mr. Elkington.
The only thing I'd be inclined to... No.
What do you think of the show so far?
This, gentlemen, is your biggest fan. He's in our audience this evening. He is Roger Watton, and he has a message for you. You're Susan George. You're Susan George. By George, you're gorgeous.
That was lovely. What a huge compliment, and I thank you for it.
As always, we're now going into the time warp wardrobe. Did they tell you about this?
No.
Ah.
No, what on
Has anybody told you anything about this? Oh, right. I think we're here. 1972. Ah. Now, I promised you at the very beginning of this that we would have somebody as a surprise guest. And I'm told that this is someone who is very, very dear to your heart, Mr. Song and Dance himself, Lionel Blair.
My little Cinderella. Well.
Oh dear.
So how long have you known each other?
Oh, a very long time. But this one memory I have, do you remember we did the last pantomime that appeared on television? It was Cinderella.
That's right. Yes, indeed. Yes.
And then as you walked down to take the Who's Best, your panties fell to the floor. And you took a graceful curtsy, and the audience cheered. It's
Lionel Blair, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Ladies and
that's
gentlemen,
great to
Lionel
see
Blair.
you.
There was a programme in 1972 in America called The Dating Game.
Oh gosh, yes. Yes.
And well-known people were invited on.
Correct.
Members of the public.
That's right. That's right.
Given
And
the opportunity to take the well-known person on a date.
correct. And I didn't go.
Why not?
Well, because they said that I didn't have to go on the date. It was all sort of for the look of things. And I felt terribly sad for the man. His name was Joe. I remember that very well. And he was absolutely lovely. But no, I didn't go on the date. He went with somebody else, though. I'm sure he had a wonderful time, because he took somebody else that he'd like to have taken. Why? Stop it.
My research says his name wasn't Joe, because through the production company we traced him, the man that you never went on a date with.
Oh, no.
And tonight, right after this show, we've arranged for you to go to a top London hotel
please.
for dinner with... She hasn't seen him for 23 years and she never went on a date with him. Ladies and gentlemen, from the States, Rick Rudin.
Waited 23 years for this. I cannot believe my... And Lionel Blair. Oh,
Bless your heart.
oh my God, I can't believe it.
Rick, yeah, this show was a fix, wasn't it?
Look, I got a little bit of a confession to make, I guess.
Is this something we can broadcast here?
Yes.
And when they said to me, you know, you're the guy that was on the dating game, and I said, yeah. But I wasn't really. But it was an opportunity to be here with Susan George. I thought,
Have you ever been on a dating game?
no.
And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you'll join me at the same time next week when we'll have another big star name on Time of Your Life. For now, remember, it is right now that Susan George will always remember. Gotcha. And I could tell how moved you were, and therefore, once again, with a tribute, is Roger Watton.
Oh, my God!
Susan George, Susan George, you're gorgeous.
Oh, stop it. Sit down. Goodness sake. You've been ridiculously nice to him once before.
I'm so sorry.
I enjoyed that. Did you?
Yes, I did.
Thank goodness for that, Susan George. Gotcha.
Thank you very much.